MashaAllah, that was excellent. That was excellent. Be very
You
beautiful
enjoyed it?
recitation.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely,
MashaAllah.
absolutely. It's always nice to hear the recitation of
He
the Holy
was very
Quran.
good,
It's a
mashallah.
it's a blessing. It is
Yeah,
a blessing
definitely.
indeed, and I'm really looking forward to this section also. The du'as of Ramadan.
Inshallah.
Brother Ibrahim. Salaam alaikum wa
Alaikum
rahmatullah.
assalam wa rahmatullah.
How do you do, sir? How do you do?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good,
Good
thank
to see
you.
you.
Welcome to the show again.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me once again.
Always a pleasure. Always.
Absolutely enjoying the wisdom that you're sharing with us, and helps to connect with these du'as. So this morning we're going to be discussing du'a for iftar.
Yes, inshallah.
So would you like to give us a bit of background, or perhaps recite however you...
Inshallah, definitely. Generally, we are on the table. It's iftar time finally, after 19 hours. So I think
unless you're in Australia.
Unless you're in Australia.
Yeah.
No, even worse, Argentina. Apparently they have 8 hours or something.
Really?
Yeah, so maybe we should catch a flight there.
Definitely.
Now, is a beautiful way to start before your meal is by going to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I recommend the dua that we have is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma laka sumt wa ala rizqika aftart wa alayka tawakkalt. Bismillah. اللهم لك صمنا وعلى رزقك أفطرناها فتقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا واسع المغفرة اغفر لي وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Beautiful, thank you so much.
Thank
that
you
was
very much.
very refreshing to hear. And what's the translation of the dua?
So you start off with, "Oh Allah, for you, I fasted. And with what you have granted me, I broke my fast." So it's relating to the food. And my reliance is on you. So I rely on you, O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you carry on, in the name of Allah. O Allah, for you we have fasted. Again. And with the food that you have granted me, I broke my fast. So O Allah, accept from us. Then it carries on to say, إِنَّكَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. You are the hearer and the knower of what we have done, and you can hear us right now. So just listen to us and accept this from us. And then it carries on to say, in the name of Allah again, the Beneficent, the Merciful, O He whose indulgence is boundless, forgive us. So you're asking for forgiveness just before you start, just after you've ended your fast, and just before you start your meal as well.
Yeah.
So much humility in that, isn't it? It's the gratitude, it's the acknowledgement of His power, and to say that we are sinful, whatever we have done, accept and forgive us.
Even after finishing a fast, so that we don't get that. It's a nice reminder that, I know, hey, look at me, man. I just done a fast. Like I'm doing Allah a favor, you know? To remind yourself that, hey, you still need forgiveness, still 100%. Asking from the one that's the most generous.
And I think even with these du'as, as you're reciting them, and we're so blessed to actually, hear them, that even in the school of Ahl Bayt, we have so much mercy through these du'as, because, when you look at other schools of thoughts and people, you talk to people, what do you recite when you open your fast? What do you recite when you close? And no one has these powers.
I think it shows the completion of our religion.
Yeah, it does.
Definitely, completion. So we have du'as that almost have to recite when you enter your house, when you leave your house, when you're about to start an exam, when you're anything you can think of, there's a du'a, there's a dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I think that's very beautiful.
Very, and we're so blessed.
One of the things about the du'as, which I love so much about the du'as of Ahlul Bayt, is that they're like a classroom. So it's not just a prayer and a request for forgiveness or for blessing, but also the du'as that make you think about, okay, so it's teaching you the servant and the relationship with the Lord, and what one should ask for. And like there's a bit of theology and philosophy and all these different ideas that's compressed into this very short recitation.
Best of teachers, aren't they?
Indeed.
They
Yeah,
are our living examples of how to speak to Allah.
How to live. Yeah.
Definitely. So in terms of those people that, you know, bless them, pray with a long day, especially the northern hemisphere where we are at the moment, long fasts, and
more blessings.
absolutely.
Definitely.
But
Longer day, more blessings.
I sometimes think about, you know, the manual workers that, you know, have to all day outside, and, you know, they must get this morsel of food, like I just need to quickly eat.
Yeah.
But it's really important to give yourself those couple of minutes to actually acknowledge who gave you this food, and, you know, who gave you the tawfiq, isn't it, to go through.
Do you know what? That is very beautiful, but I would add on to that something even more. Like we mentioned before, dua is closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now we are in the state of hunger and thirst. I think at this specific time we are closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah.
He saw our struggle. Maybe out of His mercy, and I would say maybe just because we can't say definitely, but if I was just a bit more confident, I would have said definitely, but maybe just by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looking at the struggle that this servant has gone through after this whole day, listening to his obligation that was given to him through the Prophet by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maybe, just maybe, He'll say, you know what, the servant of mine has gone through a lot. Let me accept this dua from him. Let me accept his prayers. And therefore we have in our recommendations, not only is it mustahab to recite this, but there are many other du'as. Not only that, you ask just before you start eating, ask your wishes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask Him. He'll grant you.
Yeah.
He will grant you. You've gone through a lot of struggle. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is part of His mercy.
And that in that time, it's very crucial, isn't it? It's that desperation to put that food in, give yourself the energy. And it's like when you complete your salah, they say that, you know, the one that gets up from his prayer without actually asking Allah for a hajat, it's like the seeds are scattered, and you don't, like a bird who can pick to eat, you don't pick those, and you just get up and you deny yourself that blessing that Allah is giving. So to utilize those moments, isn't it, before your
100%.
fast? But I think in one of your previous mornings we spoke about the sincerity that's important.
Yeah.
I don't know if you recall that dua that you would. It's quite a lengthy one, but it was talking about sincerity. How much do you think that counts in sort of? Do you think, you know, Allah's mercy is endless? It's
100%.
infinite. Do you think that's a crucial, critical sort of prerequisite to have when you're fasting? Is it sincerity of why you're doing it, or is it just, oh, I'm doing it because, you know, my mum will beat me, my dad will beat me?
No, of course. This what you're referring to right now is the sermon of the Prophet in welcoming the month of Ramadan, and in which he says, pray to Allah with pure intentions and with clean hearts. Now, 100%, like we said, within sincerity, there is more chance of acceptance. And the thing is, sincerity, I think, lies under this, where you accept with whatever Allah has given you. I think that's part of being sincere. So you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and not for just anything you say, oh, do you know what, Allah didn't grant me my wishes. And I would relate to that, dua al-iftitah. And dua al-iftitah, personally, I love reciting it in the month of Ramadan, and I would say, arguably, is my favorite dua. My favorite dua.
Is it longer one?
The long one, the one that you recite after Salat al-Maghrib.
Yes.
Now, it has specific parts within it, which again shows humility, and it shows how much we've come short towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even in this acceptance of the dua. I did actually bring with me part of it, just because I thought it would be mentioned, nice to mention.
Indeed, excellent.
This part that I want to focus on for a bit is, Allahumma inni as'aluka qalilan min kathir. Oh Allah, I want to ask you little from abundance. مع حاجة بي إليه عظيمة. I have a great need for this. وغناك عنه قديم. And for you to just put it aside, that's nothing for you. It's very easy for you. وهو عندي كثير وهو عليك سهل يسير. For me it is a lot, but for you it is very easy. And then this is the beauty. Allahumma inna afwaka an dhanbi. Oh Allah, for you to forgive my sins. وتجاوزك عن خطيئتي. And for you to put away my mistakes. وصفحك عن ظلمي. And to forgive me for my oppressions. وسترك على قبيح عملي. And for you to put like a cloth over every bad action that I have done. وحلمك عن كثير جرمي عندما كان من خطئي وعمدي. When it was from my faults and when I did it purposely. أطمعني في أن أسألك ما لا أستوجبه منك الذي رزقتني من رحمتك. It made me ask you for what, do you know what, I don't even deserve this, but it's from your mercy that I'm asking you. And then it carries on, and then this part I think is even more beautiful. فإن أبطأ عني عتبت بجهلي عليك. So if you don't ask me, out of my own childishness, out of my little knowledge, I say this is because of you. I didn't get this. عتبت بجهلي عليك ولعل الذي أبطأ عني هو خير لي لعلمك بعاقبة الأمور. And maybe, just maybe, what made your answer come slower is out of your infinite knowledge that you have given me what is better for me. And I think that is very, very beautiful. And it carries on. إنك تدعوني فأولي عنك. You call upon me and I run away from you. وتتحبب إلي فأتبغض إليك. And you come to show me love and mercy, and you know what? I reply with anger. And then وتتودد إلي فلا أقبل منك. And you show me more compassion, and I just turn my head away like that. So it's كأن لي التطول عليك, and it's as if I have that chance to I have the right to act like that towards you. فلم يمنعك ذلك من الرحمة لي والإحسان إلي. Yet that did not disallow you from showing me your mercy.
Subhanallah.
I just think it's thank you for bringing that. I think that's just sort of, I think just gives a purpose of how we are supposed to think in this month. I mean,
Definitely.
Obviously, if you're reminding yourself every night of those du'as and you're reciting it, the connection that you have to Allah, that what are we? And yet He loves us infinitely. And His love, and if we recognize His love, even for a bit, and actually gratitude, then how much mercy more would He give us?
Definitely.
SubhanAllah. But thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much.
That's all we've
Thank
got time for today.
Jazakumullah khair.
And inshallah, keep us in your du'as.
Inshallah, likewise, inshallah. We ask Allah to accept our du'as.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
So now we have time. Next up is Baraka Pearls with Dua Maksumi and the benefits of Ramadan.